Revising the past. A change of impression results in a change of expression. Neville Goddard. Though our reason would find it incredulous by activating the laws of revision, we can change the influence of that which has already occurred. As explained elsewhere, all our mental activity and experiences are recorded in our subconscious mind. Unless revised, they continue to influence our ongoing present. If their nature and quality is life-enhancing, we feel a sense of well-being. If they are in conflict with natural law and order, their energy patterns create stresses, blockages, and discomfort. Happily, we are naturally endowed with the faculty of revision, which can redirect and harmonize the forces resulting from past experience. The following example will illustrate the process. Neville Goddard, the late mystical philosopher, author, and teacher, known publicly only as Neville, relates in his book Resurrection the story of a young child whose face was seriously burned. According to her well-qualified doctor, she would be badly scarred for life. Her parents, beset with this traumatic grief, accepted this as final and sank into despair. But the child's grandmother, who adored her, was taking classes with Neville, whose broad teaching included the practical use of laws of revision. Armed with this knowledge, she refused to go to the hospital to see the child, but instead practiced a daily discipline of ignoring the accident by holding a vision of the child's beautiful and perfect face before her. She groomed her thoughts and emotions to a sense of the highest joy and celebration as she mentally watched her play and amuse herself with her toys. Both morning and night, the grandmother sat quietly and experienced the love and wonder of seeing the child's exceptionally beautiful face and skin. Throughout the day, she reinforced the vision of perfection with the happiest of thoughts and emotions. She neither accepted or rejected the doctor's view of permanent disfigurement. Instead, she activated the powerful creative forces of imaginal experience with her vision of the child's ultimate beauty and perfection. Aware that the higher her senses of joy, the more masterful the effect. She refused to talk to the distressed parents about the matter. When they called, she quickly changed the subject, saying that she was doing something positive and did not wish to discuss it. They did not understand and thought her cold and insensitive. After a shorter than expected stay in hospital, the child's mother called to say that the bandages had just been removed, and the doctor was awestruck at seeing a perfect face with not a trace of a scar. He announced that only a miracle could account for the perfection of her face. The magical powers of the creative process, which can change not only our present and so-called future, but even that of the past, and it lies in unbroken concentration upon joyous fulfillment. Once something has occurred, we cannot remove the fact that it happened, but we can modify the result by activating laws of a higher order. As all existence is structured in a multidimensional universe, so are the laws and forces of each. Yet, we need not possess the knowledge of a scientist to invoke the laws of our nature. Naturally, the more knowledge, the more control, and the higher the success. Thus is the noble art of science. But it is not interesting that thousands of years before the emergence of science, these laws were known and understood. As wisdom is a higher order of knowledge, the greater the wisdom, the less the higher laws were invoked. Due to the lack of general knowledge, the effects of their intervention were and are called miracles. However, to one in control, it is a matter of expanded awareness. There are many cases where medical science has attributed healings to the realm of miracles, as that branch of science is not yet familiar with the principles and laws of this superior order, though they are fast expanding their frontiers. But the purpose of this endeavor is to point out that all existence is objectified mind, and that by changing the focus of our attention, conditions are altered. If we accept things as permanent and unalterable, they will remain so. But if we deprive a negative condition of our energizing attention and practice seeing it differently, it will change according to our ability to remain focused on the desired result as present and the degree of emotional energy we engender. It could be said that the mind is the architect, while feeling is the moving force. But as with all forces, they have their opposing correspondences. We must be very certain that our energies are directed toward only that which is life and harmony enhancing. Heaven help the one who attempts to use the natural laws to harm others. For the quality of our thoughts is the quality of our experience. It is tremendously significant that our mind can and does affect the well-being of others. So, if we would wish for another an ideal condition of any kind, we should practice thinking of and seeing the person not as they are, but in the ideal. This is the greatest possible gift. As some measure of reason must be observed, one should not attempt to restore life from the grave or to reverse other laws in conflict with the natural order of progression. We should be aware that effective prayer is not in asking some assumed outside power to change any situation, but in rejoicing that the desired condition is now present and remaining faithful to this assumption. In summary, identify with the presence of your life-enhancing desire, regardless of appearances, and groom your thoughts, feelings, and actions to reflect this position. Appropriating the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the way to the realization of your desire. Neville Goddard. End of this chapter.